So as everyone knows, Lightning nodes, they have a pub key. If it starts with 02, it's male. 03, it's female. And it's 2022, and I'm a warrior. We need trans rights, and you need to be able to change your Lightning node's gender. And this isn't just a meme, but this is actually a useful thing. You need to be able, like, changing your identity in Lightning, as like Tony talked about, gives you a lot more privacy and lets you obfuscate exactly what you're doing. So like custodians and like people like chain analysis don't link you together and try to like track you. So we created TransLnd. So the idea is to create a new pub key for every single invoice, and it's still same on top of the same LND. So you have all your same channels and stuff, but it can work with multiple LNDs. So you can bridge multiple Lightning nodes together and have rotating pub keys for every invoice. So how do we do this? So typically in Lightning, you have a Lightning node. It gives it an invoice, and then the other one pays it, and simple flow. We've all done this before. But we're going to introduce something called the HTLC interceptor that lets you kind of do a way around this. And what this does is basically every single payment that tries to go through your node, whether it's a normal payment or a routed payment, will be sent to this HTLC interceptor. And then this will either say resume, which will just mean like, I don't know what to do with it, pass it on, you just handle it, or it'll say settle or fail, and it'll either settle it and claim the money or fail it because there's something invalid, and it'll move on. So TransLnd will create multiple invoices, all with different pub keys that you can give out, and these will all be intercepted by the HTLC interceptor, and then it'll decide to resume or settle or fail these. And it sounds kind of simple, but it was actually a total bitch to do. So this first part, what you need to do is create the invoice. So you just generate a random key pair, and then since this key pair doesn't actually exist on the Lightning network, so you have to put in the route hints into this invoice that point to your real node, so when someone tries to pay you, they can find you. And create the invoice, store it in your database for later, and send it to the payee. So that gives us this first step. And then that node will pay it, and the Lightning will handle that for you, and it'll eventually get to your actual Lightning node. And then that HTLC interceptor will send it up to TransLnd. And then now we need to verify this HTLC to see if it's correct. So we have to verify a payment hash, an amount, channel ID, and payment secret. And this HTLC intercept request sends us a payment hash, a channel ID, and the amount, but there's no payment secret. And you think it'd be easy, but it's not. There's an onion blob here, and if you don't know, in Lightning, everything's onion encrypted. There's all this fancy math going on, which is called bolt4. And I did not have code to do this. And it's very complicated, like blah, 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 create shared secrets, HMAX, lots of fancy math that would take weeks to implement. So I copy pasted from Claire. And sounds actually easy, but I spent probably 80% of my time fixing this code, just converting the types to like the types I was using and finding different bugs that I accidentally made and stuff like that. But eventually got test passing, and we could decrypt that onion payload, which then gave us TLV streams. And in one of these, we had a payment secret. So we could verify all of these conditions and actually settle that or fail that HTLC. So that was the brunt of the project. Different considerations that I made was these route hints are comprised of 3 different things: pub key, channel ID, and fees. And the pub key we have to just leave as our normal Lightning node. The fees we set to 0 because it's not a real channel. But this channel ID is actually something that we can change. You could just put a random number, but the problem is that channel ID could be found on and see like, oh, this actually isn't a real UTXO, so they know that you're using something like this. So we have our friend Tony Giorgio, who just released a whole data set of all the actual private channels that exist on the Lightning network. So we pull in all this data, and we pick randomly from these, and we pick it based off if the amount could actually settle the channel. So now if someone tries to pay your invoice, it would actually look like that's your private channel that you're claiming as your own, even though it's someone else's. So is this fully private? No, but it's much better than what we can do today. We need things like blind past and stuff like that to make it better, but it is a vast improvement. But it does support multiple Lightning nodes. So, you could have like a private node and your public routing node and pick between which invoices to make from. Like I said, route blind would improve it, or trampoline routing. But we aren't there today. Does it work? Here's a test passing that says it works. So I haven't done it on mainnet yet, but I'm pretty sure it would. So in conclusion, no send, only receive.
Not even going to say anything about it.